Hello everyone, welcome to Olive Dreams. My name is Nida. Today I'm going to share with you how I cut my own hair at home. We're currently on lockdown where I live, so all non-essential businesses, including salons, are closed, so I thought there's no better time than now to share with you how I cut my hair at home. I've been doing this for the past 6 years and I'm honestly so pleased with the results each time. I actually learned how to cut my hair here on YouTube. I took a few different techniques from several tutorials and combined them to create this particular layered haircut. Initially, I was surprised by how easy it is to cut your own hair at home. However, I'd like to preface this by saying I'm not a hairstylist. This is just a hair cutting technique that has worked for me. But if you feel like this isn't a cut that would suit you or the look that you're going for, then you can most definitely disregard this video. But if you're looking to trim away some dead ends, add some long layers as well as some face framing layers, then I hope that you find this video helpful. Now, this is what my hair looks like after I've cut it. Let me show you what it looked like before. As you can see, my hair looks really heavy and weighed down. All my layers have grown out and I have no volume whatsoever. Here's what it looks like curled. My ends are really damaged and in desperate need of a trim. Here's what you're going to need for this tutorial. A pair of scissors. I bought these off of Amazon. I would highly recommend investing in a pair of hair cutting shears if you're going to be cutting your hair at home. You're going to need a brush as well as a comb and some hair ties to section off your hair, as well as I use a little bit of leave-in conditioner. It just makes my hair more easy to cut and more manageable, as well as a spray bottle if you're going to be cutting your hair wet. If you're going to be cutting it dry, then I would highly recommend straightening it beforehand. Alright, so that's it. Let's jump right into the tutorial. First, I'm going to spray a little leave-in conditioner to the length of my hair and brush it through so it's evenly dispersed. This is how long my hair was before I cut it. Then I toss back my hair so that I can section it off. Imagine that you are drawing a line from the top of one ear to the top of your other ear. Tie away the rest of your hair. We are going to work with this section first. This is going to be the length of your hair. Divide the hair into two and bring it forward. Now take the hair on one side and divide that into two as well. I then comb through the hair. Now we are going to determine how long we want the bottommost layer of the hair to be. Here I'm deciding just how much I want to cut off. Raise the hair slightly on an angle like so and cut it straight across. Then with the tip of your scissors, point cut inward. As you can see, when you release the hair, subtle layers are already forming. Take the other half of the section and bring it forward as well. Brush through the hair and raise the hair again slightly on an angle. As you can see, the hair that you just cut is clearly visible underneath. Cut the hair straight across so that it's in line with the hair that you just cut, and we're going to point cut inwards again. Now I'm going to take a small section of the hair that we just cut and bring it to the other side that we will be working on. This will help determine how much needs to be cut on the other side. I respray my hair and divide this section into two like we did on the other side. I'll comb through my hair and raise it upwards so that it's on a slight angle. Here you can see this small piece of hair right here determines how much hair needs to be cut off on this side. I'm going to cut the hair straight across to the guide and point cut inwards. I'll bring the other half of this section forward and do the same thing that we did on the other side. I cut the remaining hair straight across and point cut inwards to meet the guide. As you can see, the hair is even on both sides. Here's what it looks like from the back. You can see that cutting it this way has given it a nice U shape. I then let the top section of my hair down. I then spray it again and brush through it. Now we are going to create a middle part. To do so, you can take a comb and draw an invisible line from your nose all the way to the back of your head. Then bring your hair forward and section off the hair from the crown of your head to the top of your ear. Imagine where you would tie a really high ponytail. That is the crown of your head. Do the same thing on the other side. Take the rest of your hair that is not a part of this section and tie it away. Now the hair that isn't sectioned away is the hair we are going to be cutting first. Here I'm just parting my hair a half an inch away from my center part on both sides. As you can see, the hair has been sectioned off. From my center part, there are half-inch sections on each side. I then brush through this hair. This is going to be the hair that we cut off first, and it's going to be our guide. I take the rest of the hair and tie it back so it doesn't get in the way. I take a comb and brush the hair straight up on a 90-degree angle. I try to keep the hair as straight as possible by scissoring it and holding it in place with my fingers. I then bring it downward so that it is at eye level. This is how much I decided I wanted to cut off. I'm going to cut the hair straight across and then point cut inwards. This is the length of the shortest layer. I'll then release the topmost section of my hair that I tied away just a moment ago. I part my hair in the middle and divide the section on the right into 2 equal pieces. Again, I'm going to comb my hair all the way up straight at a 90-degree angle and bring it downwards. Here you can see clearly the hair that we just cut. This is our guide. We are going to cut the hair straight across to meet this guide, and then point cut inwards again. The hair has been cut into an even, straight line. As you can see, subtle layers are already forming. Now I'm going to split the right side of the hair into 2 again and work with the bottom section. I comb all the way up again and bring it downwards and find the guide. Then I cut straight across to the guide and point cut inwards. Because I'm working in such large sections, I always like to double check my work just in case I missed any pieces of hair. To do so, I take the entire section on the right side and brush it up so that there are no knots, and then I comb it all the way straight up and bring it downwards. As you can see, I missed a piece of hair. I cut it straight across and point cut inwards. The right section of our hair has now been cut. I then move on to the left side. I divide the left side into 2 sections as well. I take the first section, brush it all the way up to a 90-degree angle, and then bring it downwards to eye level. Here you can see the guide is clearly visible underneath. I then cut this section of hair straight across to the guide as well as point cut inwards. On this side, I'm going to take all the hair, including the section that we just cut, and comb it straight up again and bring it downwards. I'm going to find the guide and cut the hair straight across and point cut inwards, making sure the line is even. When you brush the hair upwards on both the right and left side and bring it down, the hair has been cut into an even straight line, as you can see. The reason why layers form is because the shape of our head is round, so cutting it straight across naturally makes our hair fall at different lengths and creates layers. Now I'm going to take a 2-inch section at the very top of my head that I just cut and toss it backwards. This section is going to serve as the guide for the back of our hair. I then tie away the rest of the hair that we just cut. I then untie the back of my hair and bring it forward. Here you can see the 2 pieces on either side will serve as my guide to cut the rest of my hair. I brush my hair and divide the right side of my hair into 2 pieces. I tie away the first section. I brush through the other half of my hair and bring it all the way straight up on a 90-degree angle. I scissor the hair through my fingers, bring it downward, and find the guide. As you can see, the tiny piece right here is the guide. I cut my hair straight across to meet the guide and point cut inwards. Now I take the other half of my hair that I sectioned away and do the same thing. I'll comb it straight upwards, bring it down, find my guide, cut it straight across to meet the guide, and point cut inwards. Here I'm just double checking my work again by taking all of my hair, brushing it straight up, making sure that there are no tangles, bringing it back down and making sure the ends of my hair are cut into a straight even line, and then point cutting inwards. I then tie away the rest of the hair that I just cut. For this last section, I'm going to cut this side of my hair all at once. Again, I'll brush through my hair and make sure there are no tangles and bring the hair straight up. When I work with such a large section, I find it's easier to use a flat paddle brush instead of a comb. I find my guide and cut straight across, and then point cut inwards. I'll then double check whether the hair has been cut evenly and trim off any strands that are sticking out. And now our hair is layered. Moving on to the final step. I re-wet my hair and using my nose as a guide, I'm going to create a middle part. Then I'm going to be sectioning off my hair 2 inches above my hairline on either side of my middle part. I'm going to tie away the rest of my hair. This is going to be a small section as this is the hair that frames your face. I then divide this right side into 2 sections. I grab the hair with my 2 fingers, and with a little bit of tension, I'm going to over direct the hair slightly inward at an angle. So you scissor your fingers and direct the hair inward at an angle. Then we are going to cut the hair downwards at an angle. The hair is meant to get longer and longer the lower down you go, creating a downward diagonal line. Like this. Remember to cut off a little at a time, as this is the hair that frames the face, so it is an important section. Take your time. I then do the same thing on the other side. As you can see, I took a little piece from the other side to determine how much to cut. This time, I cut from the bottom down because I'm right-handed. Here I'm checking to see if everything is even. I see that I need to cut off a little more on the other side. And that's it, my friends, the haircut is complete. As you can see, the layers are even and my hair already has so much more body than it did before. Here's what it looks like from the back. I'll then blow dry my hair. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. I'm always so pleased with the results. My hair feels so much more healthy and less heavy, and I love how much more volume this haircut gives me, and that it looks good both straightened and curled. Here's what it looks like from the back. As you can see, the layers are even and visible, and my hair is still long from the back, and there's a lot of texture. Even though it looked like I cut off a lot, in the end it still looks long and voluminous. I try to do this every 5 to 6 months. I waited a bit longer this time due to the pandemic. I've just been stuck at home and haven't really had anywhere to go, so I took off a lot more than I normally would have. However, you can cut off however much you would like or you feel would suit you. That's the upside of being able to cut your own hair at home. I'd like to repeat that if you're cutting your hair for the first time, definitely go slowly, pause this video wherever you need to, and cut a little bit at a time. If you're happy with the results, you can definitely cut off more than next time. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.